Hello everyone, welcome to the characteristics course of Beijing Forestry University, an overview of Chinese plants. Through this course, we can learn about the distribution of vegetation in China and the unique plants. There are many kinds of plants in China with different shapes, which are precious wealth of nature and human civilization. China has a vast land, from mountains to plains, from deserts to wetlands. Various ecological environments have bred rich and colorful plants. These plants are not only a miracle of nature, but also an important part of Chinese culture. Now, follow our steps. Let's learn about these magical plants together.
The flora of China consists of a diverse range of plant species, including over 39,000 vascular plants, 27,000 species of fungi, and 3,000 species of biophytes. More than 30,000 species are native to China, representing nearly 1/8 of the world's total plant species, including thousands found nowhere else on Earth. China's land, extending over 9.6 million kilometers, contains a variety of ecosystems and climates for plants to grow in. Some of the main climates include shores, tropical and subtropical forests, deserts, elevated plateaus, and mountains. The events of the continental drift and early Paleozoic Caledonian movement also play a part in creating climatic and geographical diversity, resulting in high levels of endemic vascular flora. These landscapes provide different ecosystems and climates for plants to grow in, creating a wide variety of different flora spanning over not just China, but different parts of the world. China's biodiversity hotspots are found mainly in the mountainous areas with isolated habitats and high level of endemism. China's complex climate and geological conditions have enriched the species and created a diversified spatial distribution pattern of biodiversity, making China one of the countries of the most abundant of species and special types of vegetation in the world. 7 vegetation type groups are recorded by Vegetation of China: forest, shrubs, deserts, grasslands, meadow, alpine vegetation, and swamp or aquatic vegetation. The main characteristics of Chinese vegetation are a complete range of categories, including various types of forests, steppes, deserts, and marshes. Vast areas of subtropical evergreen broadleaf forest owing to the influence of the monsoon climate. Unique plateau vegetation on the Qinzhang Plateau and the unique altitudinal spectra of numerous mountains. The complexity of China's vegetation types is not only a manifestation of China's complex biodiversity, but also is the basis for the evolution of diverse plant species, animals, fungi, and microorganisms.
There are 6 forest regions in China. These include the north, northeast, northwest, south central, southeast, and southwest. Both northeast and northwest reaches contains mountains and cold coniferous forests, supporting animal species including sika deer and Asiatic black bear, along with the 120 types of bird. Moisture conifer forests can have thick of bamboo as an understory, replaced by rhododendron in higher mountainous stands of juniper and real. Northeast China contains one of the major forest regions in China. The cold temperate deciduous needleleaf forest region is located in the northernmost northeast of China. The region is also composed of the long, narrow ranges of gneisses and granite, which from the northeastern margin of the Mongolian plateau. Deciduous conifer forest, also known as the light taiga forest, are the zonal vegetation in this region. In this region, you can also find drought forests and more. Temperate mixture forest region make up the largest forest region in northeast of China. The climate in this region is milder and moister, allowing mixture forest of evergreen coniferous and deciduous broadleaf trees to dominate. Pinus craninus are the main species of this forest. However, several other evergreen coniferous tree species can also find in this forest, such as Ambis holophila. These forests are important in China for big timber production, but also the house of Panangisin, which is a valuable medical plant. Subtropical forests, which dominate the central and southern China, support an astounding 146,000 species of flora. South China experiences heavy rainfall and long wet season, making the climate ideal for bamboo and rice groves. North China, by the contrast, experiences limited rainfall and far less species diversification than the south. Tropical rainforest and seasonal rainforest, though confined by Yunnan and Hainan Island, contain a quarter of all plants and animal species found in China. The southwest forest region is made up of Tibet, Yunnan, Guizhou, Sichuan, and Chongqing. This region contains a number of valuable ancient and relic trees such as ginkgo biloba, which is the distinctive Paleoendemic species originating from the Permian era of the Paleolithic. The China landscape has undergone geographic shifts, creating some of the most vital habitat in the world. The topography of China changes when the tectonic plate shifts, develop the uplift of Himalaya mountains and the Tibetan Plateau. A result of the changing topography changes the climate of inner China, resulting in the desert of Xinjiang region and the dry climate of the north and northwest of China. China's biodiversity today can be linked back to 13,000 years ago, marking the end of the global ice age. The large proportion of China was not covered by the same layer of ice as the Eurasia and North America, allowing species to prior the ice age and to survive well past the freezing period. The southwest forest region is an important glacial refuge to support the high diversity, as it was not majorly affected by the last ice sheet. This allows species that originated from the Mesozoic to early Tertiary, such as the Amatoxus, Podocarpus, and the daisies, to continue growing. There are 4 representative subtropical broadleaf forests in the southwest China: the semi-humid forest, the monsoon forest, the mid-montane forest, and the typical broadleaf forest. Over 10,000 of the species has been implemented, and it's the last one of the field, which was vast majority in medicine. Nowadays, Chinese plant has been exported all around the world and has been studied or used or for food or for use in the medicine system.
The Chinese originated medicinal plant Artemisia annua, also known as sweet wormwood, is one of the most well-known medicinal plants to come from China, having been used since ancient times to treat fever, as well as a possible treatment for malaria in the 1970s. Poaceae, also known as grasses, are a very economically important group with around 1,795 species in China, 809 being endemic. Species from this family such as Philostachys heliculata, which was one of the more popular bamboos, were used to weave everyday objects such as bamboo mats, as well as children's toys. Plants have also played a large role in China's history and culture, having been symbolically used in art, architecture, and religion. Different plants can be interpreted differently depending on their characteristics. Plants can be symbolically used through either association or through poems of the Chinese characters of the plant's name. The peonia is one of the most popular botanical images in Chinese culture, with its beauty symbolizing wealth, honor, and rank. Research exhibits data that tells us the number of useful plants that are endemic, threatened, or both, such as how 3,552 of useful plants are endemic to China, with 1,353 of those having been included in at least one list of globally threatened species. This includes the IUCN and CITES. Next, join us in searching for magical plants on campus. Dawn redwood is a deciduous conifer native to the Luchuan country of the Hebei province in China. It is listed as a Class 1 rare and endangered tree in China, part of a genus thought to be extinct until a groove was discovered by botanists in 1948 in central China. It now survives in the wild only in wet lower slopes and montane river and stream valleys in the border region of Hebei and Hunan provinces and Chongqing municipality in southern central China, notably in Luchuan country in Hebei. Although the shortest of the redwoods, it can grow to 167 feet in height. In 1941, the genus Manasequoia was reported by paleobotanist Shiguro Miki as a widely distributed extinct genus based on fossil, before attracting considerable attention a few years later when small populations were found alive in central China. It is a well-known example of a living fossil species. The tree faces considerable risks of extinction in its wild range due to deforestation. However, it has been planted extensively in Gibraltar worldwide, where it has proved a popular and fast-growing ornamental plant. If the species wasn't discovered when it was, it might have become extinct before being investigated. Next, the plant we are looking for is the Ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba, commonly known as the mint-hair tree, is a species of gymnosperm tree native to East Asia. It is the last living species in the order Ginkgos, which first appeared over 290 million years ago. Fossils very similar to the living species, belonging to the genus Ginkgo, extend back to the Middle Jurassic epoch at approximately 170 million years ago. The tree was cultivated early in human history and remains commonly planted. Ginkgo leaf extract is commonly used as a dietary supplement, but there is no scientific evidence that it supports human health or is effective against any disease. Ginkgo are large trees, normally reaching a height of 20 to 35 meters, with some specimens in China being over 50 meters. The tree has an angular crown and long, somewhat erratic branches, and is usually deep-rooted and resistant to wind and snow damage. Young trees are often tall and slender, and sparsely branched. The crown becomes broader at the tree edges. A combination of resistance to disease, insect-resistant wood, and the ability to form aerial roots and sprouts make ginkgos durable, with some specimens claimed to be more than 2,500 years old. The leaves are unique among seed plants, being fan-shaped with veins radiating out into the leaf blade, sometimes bifurcating but never anastomosing to form a network. Two veins enter the leaf blade at the base and fork repeatedly in two. This is known as dichotomous venation. The leaves are usually 5 to 10 centimeters, but sometimes up to 15 centimeters long. The old common name, mint-hair tree, derives from the leaves resembling pin of the mint-hair fern. Adiantum capillus veneris, ginkgos are prized for their autumn foliage, which is a deep saffron yellow. Leaves of the long shoots are usually notched or lobed, but only from the outer surface, between the veins. They are borne both on the more rapidly growing branch tips, where they are alternate and spaced out, and also on the short, stubby spur shoots, where they are clustered at the tips. Leaves are green both on the top and bottom and have stomata on both sides.
During the autumn, the leaves turn a bright yellow and then fall, sometimes within a short space of time. Ginkgo branches grow in length by growth of shoots with regularly spaced leaves, and thin on most trees. From the axils of these leaves, spur shoots, also known as short shoots, develop on second-year growth. Short shoots have very short internals, so they may grow only 1 or 2 centimeters in several years. And their leaves are usually unlobed. They are short and knobby, and are arranged regularly on the branches except on first-year growth. Because of the short internals, leaves appear to be clustered at the tips of short shoots, and the reproductive structures are formed only on them. In ginkgos, as in other plants that possess them, short shoots allow the formation of new leaves in the older parts of the crown. After a number of years, a short shoot may change into a long shoot, or vice versa.
The next tree we're looking for is Gutta percha tree. The Gutta percha tree is a small tree that has alternatively arranged deciduous leaves and is almost written in the wild. However, it is widely cultivated by people of China for its barks, and it has medicinal properties. They are important in China natural rubber producing industry, and its leaves produce a lactose compost, windtorn, which dries into rubber. The Gauta pressure tree is a species of a small tree native to China. The Gauta pressure tree grows about 50 meters tall. The leaves are deciduous, arranged alternately, and the simple ovate with an acuminate tips about 8 to 16 centimeters long, and with a serrated margin. If the leaf were torn across, the strands of the latex exuded from the leaf vines and solidified into rubber, then hold the two parts of the leaf together. It flowers from March to May. The flowers encompasses small and greenish. The fruit, they from June to November, and it has a ring samara with its own seed. Very similar to the elm samara in appearance, 2 to 3 centimeters long and 1 to 2 broad. The next plant we will introduce is the dove tree. The Davidia intriculata is called the dove tree, handkerchief tree, pocket handkerchief tree, or the goat tree. It is a medium-sized deciduous tree in the family Narcissus. It is the only living species in the genus Davidia. It is previously included in the tulipos of the dogwood family. The fossil species are known existing into the Upper Cetonians. It is a moderately fast-growing tree, growing to 20 to 25 meters in height, with toothed, alternate, ovate, caudate leaves resembling of those of a linder, except they are symmetrical and lacks the lopsided base typical of a linder leaf. The leaves are mostly 10 to 20 centimeters long and 15 centimeters wide. Davidia is the best known of its inflorescence that feature large, white bracteae surrounding a purplish red flower head. The Latin species is Epicet innovaculata, means with a ring of bracteae surrounding several flowers. The true flowers from a tight head about 1 centimeter across. Each flower head with a pair of large, pure white bracteae at the base, performing the function of petal in attracting the.
Next, let's learn about peonies. Peonia subverticosa is a name used for a group of cultivars of tree peonies that are the result of hybridization with species exclusively belonging to the substation Virginia. The common name used in China is mudan. Plants belonging to this group have been cultivated for millennia in China, initially only as a source of traditional Chinese medicine, particularly the skin of its roots. Already early on, the plant was also cultivated for its ornamental value and is highly revered in Chinese culture.
Next, let's learn about the pine trees. The Kazaya is confined as limited area in southern China, in the province of Guangxi, Guizhou, Hunan, and southeast Sichuan. It is found steep, narrow mountain slopes at 900 and 800 altitude on limestone soils. A larger population has been reduced by overcutting before its scientific discovery and protection in 1950s. The leaves are needle-like, 5 centimeters long, and has hairy margins when they are young, and grow around the stems in asperous patterns. The cones are 5 centimeters long, with about 20 scales, each scale bearing 2 wing seeds. One of the 2 botanists unhappy with the idea of a new genus, such as a familiar family, tried to shoehorn it into other existing genera. It is, however, very distinct from both these genera, and these combinations are not now used. The Canthaeus fossil is described from the early Pleistocene of the South Proterozoic. They are abundant in Europe, born coal deposits and dating from between 10 to 30 million years ago. Next, let's find the tulip trees. The Liriodendron chinensis is known as the Chinese tulip popular, the Chinese tulip tree, or the Chinese redwood. It is Asia's native species in the genus Liriodendron. The Liriodendron chinensis is very similar to the American species, the Liriodendron tulipifera, differing from this often slightly larger and more deeper lobe in the leaves and the shorter inner petals in the flowers, which lacks the orange pigment. The Chinese tulip tree reaches about 14 meters tall. Most of its population are deciduous, with semi-evergreen population identified in Mela, Yunnan.
Cupressus giganta, the Tibetan cypress, is a species of conifer in the family Cupressianaceae, C. giganta, was previously classified as a subspecies of Cupressus torulusa because of their similar morphological characteristics and close distribution, but have since been genetically distinguished as separate species. It is endemic to southeast Tibetan China on the Qinghai Tibetan Plateau, particularly in the dry valleys of Niang River and Yellow Zombu River. Cupressus giganta is the biggest of all Cupressus species. The biggest known specimen is the famous king cypress, about 50 meters high, 5.8 meters in diameter, 670 square meters of crown projection area, and calculated age of 2,600 years.
Finally, let's enter the bamboo kingdom together. China China produces and uses so much bamboo that the country is sometimes referred to as the Bamboo Kingdom. 40% of all known bamboo species in the world are grown in China, so it's not surprising that China grows bamboo more than any other country in the world. Today, approximately 1/5 of the global supply of bamboo is grown in China, with Sichuan and Fujian being the provinces with the highest total area of bamboo cultivation. Bamboo is the fastest growing plant on Earth. Although some types of bamboo can reach heights of almost 115 feet, you may be surprised to learn that bamboo is actually a type of grass and not a tree. Although bamboo still plays an integral part in Chinese culture today, it was even more important in the past, when it was widely used for many different purposes. Bamboo has an incredibly long history in China. In fact, its use dates all the way back to the 11th century BC. Although throughout China's history, bamboo has been used to create food, transportation, weaponry, housing, instruments, books, and more. Bamboo shoots have a long history of use in Chinese cuisine, and they continue to play a significant role as a key ingredient in many modern Chinese dishes.
Young bamboo shoots are usually used to add a crispy texture and sweet taste to a dish. Often, they are used as a side or to add bulk to stir-fries, soups, and other dishes. A popular dish in China's Guangxi province is bamboo rice. It consists of a hollowed bamboo tube filled with sticky rice and meat. The bamboo container is believed to add a distinctive flavor to the dish during the cooking process. Throughout Chinese history, bamboo has been widely used in construction, a versatile building material. It's been used to create everything, from humble bridges to beautiful rooftops for the emperor. Even today, construction sites in both mainland China and Hong Kong sometimes use bamboo as scaffolding. In the past, bamboo was also used as a mode of transportation. Bamboo rafts were once commonly used for fishing and crossing rivers. Today, it's still possible to take a ride on a bamboo raft in China. The Chinese flute, or dizi, is one of the most popular instruments in traditional Chinese music, and is made out of bamboo. This incredibly minimalist musical instrument creates a beautiful, unique, and slightly humming tone which further adds to the charm of traditional Chinese music. Firecrackers are very important in Chinese culture and are often used during Chinese holidays like Spring Festival. Some of the earliest Chinese firecrackers were made by packing gunpowder into hollow bamboo stems. Bamboo is frequently used in modern China in order to produce all kinds of furniture and objects for daily use.
Objects made out of bamboo, including bamboo chopsticks, blanket, strainers, rice washing basket, steamer, scooping brushes, summer sleeping mats, carrying poles, hats, and lanterns. Many other furniture items such as chairs, stools, tea sets, and tables are also sometimes created from bamboo. The giant panda is a symbol of friendship, peace, and harmony in Chinese culture, and emblematic of China as a country. In fact, there is even a such thing as panda diplomacy, the practice of sending giant panda to other countries as a way to establish peaceful diplomatic relations. The bamboo plant is one of the panda's main resource of food. so much, so the panda are sometimes referred to as a bamboo bear. On average, panda consumes about 30 pounds of bamboo a day. Bamboo is also a critical source of food for red panda and golden monkeys, and thus plays a crucial role in maintenance of wildlife population. A huge part of China's reforestation plans were also intended to support the panda's natural habitat. The panda and the bamboo goes hand in hand, and without an abundance of bamboo, China's recent panda conservation efforts won't have not been such successful as they have been.
Through today's course, you must have a general understanding of Chinese plants. You can compare with plants in your own country and find out the differences with Chinese plants. Chinese plants are a colorful world. They not only provide us with the material basis for survival, but also carry the spiritual connotation of Chinese culture. I hope that while appreciating these plants, you can also feel the profound cultural heritage of China. Welcome to China to have a deeper understanding of Chinese plants and policies to protect the ecological environment. Let's work together to make our Earth better and better.